do agree, though. I do think people have to have fun with some of it. You know, like, absolutely. I mean, if you don't do something stupid with your money, at least a little bit. I mean, I don't, you know,
obviously, yeah. You don't want to.
I wouldn't fuck myself over.
And you see,
you're not going to turn to Kanye.
Yeah, I'm not going to turn to Kanye.
Yeah.
Oh, that guy.
Dude.
Fuck that thing, dude. He's so rich. Or at least assumably.
To think that he's in debt.
I don't know.
I don't know. I think it's based on his tweets or something, so I don't know. But whatever.
Do you think it's just another ploy that because he's coming out with that new album?
Yeah.
Do you think it's just...
I'll just put it this way.
Who
Just so that it doesn't run in circles, I'll just pretend it is true. And considering that, I can't, like, what an idiot. How is that even possible?
Yeah, I mean...
That, being one of the most famous people in the world, one of the most successful artists in the world, and you can't deal, like, you can't just save, you can't contact a financial advisor?
Yeah, he's absolutely, like, if it's true, he's so irresponsible.
Like, because any financial advisor, like, he could contact 100 of them.
He's too rich for any excuses. He was at some point in his life too rich to have any excuse to not have a financial advisor, like you're saying, or somebody who should be stopping him from wasting all his money. I mean, him and everybody he's associated with are rich. You know? Like what's? I mean, I don't know. I don't.
There's something
I have a hard time
weird,
believing.
right? Yeah, there's something weird. It just doesn't line up.
But again, it's one of these things that puts him in the news. So it's like, I always question, especially from rappers. I mean, it's just like anything you hear.
He's
already claimed to be running for president.
Yeah, and next thing he's going to say the Earth that he thinks the Earth's flat.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
He's in the press for another month or two.
This nonsense stuff,
dude. I wonder if him and like his they're called like PR agents, right? Yeah. There's like him and his like PR agent are just coming up with the randomest, craziest shit just so they can get more and more publicity. And they're like, dude, look, let's tell everyone you're poor because that's never been done before.
That is weird.
Like obviously, what's her name?
Start begging
Miley
people
Cyrus.
online for help.
They do like sex stuff. You know, she's like on a fucking wrecking ball. Just naked. She's like, oh yeah, let's do that. That got her a bunch of views. And like no one's pull off the money thing,
music, it's the world of music.
That's a weird
attention.
Man, it's such a shitty, weird little cesspool of things.
I can just imagine in my head they're just like at dinner or something, and him and his agent just coming up with just the fucking craziest idea.
Well, some people will make it out that like, oh no, Kanye is actually like a total genius and he's extremely well spoken. He just acts like this as a ploy. But if he's really in debt, I don't believe any of that.
Yeah.
Like
if you're really in debt, you don't just do that for fun. You do that because you don't know what you're doing with all the riches you're making, like record breaking stuff.
So strange. I mean, who else like out there is broke and they're just
he's
faking it.
Yeah, I don't know
if it's true.
He's asking like real people, like Mark Zuckerberg. He's asking Tim Cook. And he's asking the CEOs.
Who? Tim Cook? Who's that?
Isn't that the guy?
I recognize that name, but I can't.
Isn't that Apple? Tim Cook.
Oh, I think you're right. Yeah.
And then who's the CEOs? And he asked the CEOs of Google.
Oh, okay.
Right.
I don't know who it is now.
Yeah, I'm not too sure.
I want to say Eric Schmidt. I don't know who it is.
But so he's asking all these people for money. It could be real and it could be fake. Like who really knows?
Who's his market? Like who buys Kanye music?
Black people.
Like, but do they buy it?
And white people.
Yeah, and a lot of everyone else.
Of course,
do people buy music that much?
I mean, I did. I supported Kanye at one point.
Like, how long? I mean, the thing is, like, I was just thinking, like, because I saw like something where like Kanye's album has been pirated a bunch already. Yeah. But did it get leaked? Is that why?
Well, no.
He said, I just saw this article that he was trying. He's using this new website, and I forgot what it's called.
Tidal.
And that's what it's called.
Yeah.
And he's trying to get people to subscribe to that website so they get to listen to his music for free. And he actually postponed releasing the album a week.
Oh, so people have been kind of like pirating it out of like
I guess so. And then I saw a comment saying he is
they need an
happy.
excuse.
Yeah, then I saw a comment saying he's happy with every penny of debt he's into. He's like, he's enjoyed it, I guess, That's what he was pretty much coming across as. Like, all the debt. Like, I'm not sad,
What an absolute dick.
Yeah, it seems like
that's so much fucking money, dude. That drives me nuts. If 53 million,
something like that.
I know it's not a huge amount compared to billionaires, but like compared to everybody else in this world, fuck that guy.
Yeah, it's just
wasting that much money they didn't have, you know, or just fucking be responsible and pay it back, you know?
Yeah.
Not that I think, you know, I'm on the side of the banks, but
the other thing that gets me really curious when I see people in debt, or I guess when I see super rich people, I always think about if they're in debt. But I wonder what he's in debt for. Like, is it his house? Is it his cars? Is it his music? Is it his fashion? There's this funny thing, you know, like he has holes in his shirt. Like,
yeah.
He's like, oh, I thought Kanye. There's a funny thing on Instagram. He's like, oh, I thought Kanye was just wearing this to be fat, like just to be stylistic or whatever, you know, for style. But actually, it's just because he's dirt poor that he has holes in his shirt. Oh man, dude.
Yeah.
You could literally talk about Kanye all day. Like this should be.
That's
like
unfortunate.
That's what he's.
That's unfortunate. I'm more just mad at him. I'm mad at society for liking him.
And then, I don't know. Like, I guess the last thing I'll say about Kanye is that it's so easy to talk about this guy.
It is.
Like, there's a rapper, I guess, named Meek Mill, I believe it is. I don't know. You can correct me if
I've heard that name. Yeah.
He sang a song at the Grammys, and someone's saying like Meek Mill is who Kanye could have been if the Kardashians didn't get to him or something. Like, this guy's like really good at his music, I guess. Like, I don't listen to it. Maybe we should ask all.
I don't know if I would blame the Kardashians for Kanye.
Dude, he used to be good. Like, I will give it up to him. Like, maybe because he was an upcoming star. Or like
I mean,
uprising, you know, and he's like actually doing good music. His beats were cool, and now
some people, honestly, when they get famous or they get money, they break. Like, they forget that they're just people, you know, like they don't understand. And I don't think he handled it very well. I don't think he was probably like a super genius person beforehand, but he had obviously some skill, you know. Yeah. But ultimately, I mean, I don't know. I think a lot of times fame and money exposes who you really are too, you know.
Yeah, it can get messed up. I mean, it's weird that everyone wants to be this, even though, like, I'm talking about being rich, even though you can see it through many celebrities that they're depressed, they kill themselves, they're obviously crazy. It's just a stressful life. And obviously everyone's doing it for more money.
And a lot of drugs.
Yeah, a lot of drugs.
Yeah, definitely drugs is involved.
Which is not so bad.
Which is also,
which also, I mean, it both good and bad.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, you know, because I mean that causes even people who would have otherwise been stable to kill themselves. Like when you get involved, some people get involved with meth. You know,
I know.
It's like it doesn't matter how kind of stable or in control they were beforehand. Yep. They thought that they were a celebrity and they have $10 million so they can kind of handle meth and heroin, but nope.
Yep.
Yeah, it's weird. Like, you could be super poor, like super poor, and be addicted to meth, and you could be also insanely rich and still have those same urges.
And it still kill you.
That's probably heroin usually when you have more money, right?
Whatever it is.
A lot of celebrities die from heroin.
Dude, once you start doing some dirty drugs, you can just branch over to anything.
For sure. And if you need a hit,
there's just somewhere in between. Like, you just need a little bit of money, and you're also sane. It's where we are.
I think when they're rich, they have access to like buying so much of it that they kill themselves with it.
Yeah,
crazy. So
it honestly is stressful. I mean, like, honestly, more money. I know it's stupid, but more money, more problems, because
that's what they say, but I don't buy it, dude.
Dude,
I don't buy it for a second.
Okay, true, but I'll still go that route. Like, I don't have to just become addicted to heroin because I get money.
Oh, sure. No.
Like, sure, I'll have more problems, but I know heroin and meth won't be two of them.
Yeah.
Those will be two easy ones for me to avoid, but even if I have $1 million.
You personally have a cap on it, you know? Like, these people...
Yeah.
I mean, maybe you wouldn't once you start making that insane amount of money. Maybe you'd want, $100 million, and then you go to $200 million, and then you just keep going.
And one thing to remember about a lot of these people who get famous is that that's what they've wanted to do their entire lives, was to get famous. And when they get there and it's just kind of still like a life, and you're still just like a person, and you still have all the same shitty emotions and feelings that you had before you were rich and famous, it's probably a huge disappointment.
It's sort of like what Ronda Rousey said when she got beat up, and
like when she realizes
on Ellen, and she's like, I thought about killing myself because who am I without this? Like, she's sort of without that fame and money and like all the
and there I was in the background, and I was like, "You're nothing, bitch." She's just crying. I'm like, "Yeah." Wow. Sorry. Yeah. No, actually, I felt sad for her for a small amount of time.
I mean, I can't feel too bad for her. I mean, I feel a little bad for her because
while she was crying, I felt bad. But then after she wiped her tears away, my man instincts went back in. No, screw her.
I mean, I do understand her emotional feelings, but it doesn't change the fact that like it's a little bit, I mean. Everybody, if she's opened her eyes beforehand, she would have seen all this coming.
Especially that kick.
That kick, exactly. She just would have had her eyes open.
She was pretty beaten.
I feel like, and other people have covered this before, but she's been kind of unfairly propped up and turned into this, like, you look at a lot of other fighters around her that you could much more easily point to them and say that's a role model for little girls. Absolutely. And when you put her right next to her, she's an obvious step down compared to some other fighters on a lot of other levels. And her attitude, probably most importantly. Yeah, absolutely. That's the thing I think you could, when you're going to call her a role model for little girls, like that should probably be at the top of the list. Is like, what's her attitude like? It's
like you watch all the fights, and like if she doesn't always hate all the people she fights. Mm-hmm. But the majority of them, she always hated them. Like, she always went in there with such a mean vibe about her. Like, obviously, she made sure to hate Misha Tate as much as she possibly could. And then, she was... And then, like, after Misha lost, like, Misha went to shake her hand, and she wouldn't even shake her hand after beating the shit out of her. And then you see that kind of tacky attitude, and then the way she acts. That shit annoys me a lot. That's why everyone was. You can't be a fucking sportsmanship. Yeah. So the fact that like win, the UFC was really just bullshitting with all the general population. Like the MMA community, everybody knows who she is, how she really is, but somehow like the main media was fooled into thinking that she was like this good, sweet like role model who's a tough girl, but still good. But she was a tough girl, but she wasn't nice. Yeah. So it was just really frustrating to see that. So it's kind of nice, and that's why I can't feel bad when I see her crying on Ellen. Like I mean, obviously suicide's nothing funny, and that sucks. That I believe that she probably did. Yeah, I know her dad, I believe, committed suicide.
Oh shit! Really?
And it's like statistically, like if your parents commit suicide, you're a higher percentage, higher likely that you will as well.
That's weird.
So
it's believable.
Like literally, like or is it just
statistically, like numbers wise? They don't know if it's exact what the correlation is.
It's just because you saw your parents go that.
It could be that there's a hereditary thing passed on, or like you're saying, it could be just knowing. Yeah, it could be like a mental type of thing.
Well, my dad did it, or my mom did it.
Yeah, like if they did it, I'm capable of it.
I mean, it's just like a child just watching their mom like whatever do anything. Yeah, you just want to do the same thing, but. Wow, I didn't know that. That's crazy.
Yeah, so I mean, it's kind of intense, and so when she says that, it's a little rough, but
it doesn't change a lot of the other stuff.
It doesn't. I mean, she's still not a nice person, and like I'm sure a lot of people have moments of remorse and moments of sadness who are